Gentlemen, the next fighter of the evening, set and ready to make his way to the cage. Out of the red corner, this is Jay Silva.
Paulo Filho was originally scheduled to fight Hector Lombard tonight here at Bellator 18. Filho, however, was unable to travel to the United States from his native Brazil, giving a huge opportunity to UFC veteran Jay Silva. Despite taking this fight on Tuesday, Silva is supremely confident.
I like to stand up. He likes to stand up. I hope he stand up with me. If he stand up with me, it's going to be a long night for him and a good night for me. I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. I'm going to put my fist on him. I just can't wait to put my hands on him. And, you know, and I hope he really stands up with me like he stand up with everybody else.
Born in Brazil, moved to New York at the age of 11, Jay Silva now inside the Bellator cage.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, set and ready to make his way to the cage, the reigning Bellator World Middleweight Champion, Hector Lombard.
Hector Lombard followed in his native Cuba's great tradition in judo, ultimately representing the country at the 2000 Summer Olympics. That background led Lombard directly into the sport in which he has achieved even greater success, mixed martial arts.
As a young man, Hector Lombard's talent took him across the globe, earning a black belt in judo and winning multiple national judo championships in his native Cuba. But his success in judo left a void elsewhere in his life.
When I was a kid, I always liked judo. I was the best in the state. But when I went to the national schools, I was away from my parents. I used to see them a few times a year for a day. Sad, man.
After competing as part of the Cuban judo team in the 2000 Olympic Games at the age of 22, Lombard moved to Sydney, Australia, and began a career in MMA. Although he found success fighting in Australia and Japan, it wasn't until he entered Bellator's Season 1 middleweight tournament that he would have the opportunity to fight in front of an American crowd.
When I have a fight coming up, I get excited and happy, you know. I don't prepare for any particular fighter. I just see a target.
Lombard's raw power and Tyson-like presence in the cage overwhelmed his first two tournament opponents in first-round TKO victories.
Find me 10 middleweights in the world that are better than Hector Lombard.
His opponent in the finals, undefeated former All-American wrestler Jared Hess, fared no better, despite lasting into the fourth round.
So that is it. Hector Lombard is the Bellator middleweight champion.
If Hector Lombard continues to fight as he did in Season 1 of Bellator, it's difficult to imagine his world title reign coming to an end anytime soon. But one man will have that chance at the end of Season 2.
There you see Bellator's reigning world middleweight champion Hector Lombard. Just 2 losses in his MMA career, both by decision, both in Pride, both in 2006 versus Gegard Mousasi and Akihiro Gono. Jimmy, let's take a look at your inner circle.
Well, Jay Silva needs to use his reach advantage. He's the much taller fighter. Hector is very powerful on the inside. Silva needs to use his length to keep Hector at a distance. How will the change in opponent affect Lombard's performance? He's told us in the interview that he trained almost exclusively grappling in preparation for Filho, now up against an accomplished striker. And lastly, Silva cannot fight scared. A lot of guys are beaten by Hector's mystique before the fight starts. Silva can't let that happen, has to come in with confidence.
With the introductions to this Bellator special feature fight, here again is Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Monroe Civic Center, Bellator Fighting Championships along with Everlast and UB.net Raise, Stack, Own now present a special feature here at Bellator 18, a non-title contest featuring the reigning Bellator World Middleweight Champion, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds at a catch weight of 190 pounds. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the white and black. At 6'2", he weighed in at 190 pounds even. The kickboxer brings the professional record of 5 victories, 4 by way of knockout, that 5th by way of submission against 3 defeats. the former UFC fighter representing Gauzy Academy and fighting out of Huntington Beach, California, introducing Jay Silva. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black. At 5'9", he weighed in at 187 pounds. The Cuban Olympian and four-time national judo champion, as a freestyle fighter, unbeaten in his last 18 fights, brings an outstanding professional record of 23 victories, 12 by way of knockout, 6 by way of submission, against 2 defeats with 1 draw. Representing American top team by way of Queensland, Australia, he fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning Bellator World Middleweight Champion, Hector "Shango" Lombard. And inside the cage, the referee once again in charge of the action, Jason Herzog.
Fighter's gone over the rules in the back. There are no final questions from you, Blue. No final questions from you, Red. Touch gloves, come out ready to fight.
This is a non-title bout, scheduled for 3 rounds. Under the unified rules of combat, so elbows to the head are allowed. Jason Herzog is the referee. This Bellator special feature fight at the catch weight of 190 pounds. The bell in round number 1.
You see already when they're close to each other, Jay Silva. Oh, good left hand!
The edge is there! And that is it! Just like that! Game, set, match, Hector Lombard.
That is why he is the middleweight champion. Man, what a shot by Hector Lombard. Pointing at us right now, he is yelling and pounding his chest. I don't want to be the guy who has to fight him. Wow!
Jay Silva, though, is absolutely furious.
It's a flash knockout. I don't think he knew he was out, but he clearly was, Sean. We can see it on the replay. Hopefully in a couple seconds. That was a clean knockout. I think that's a good job by the referee.
I never even had time to set the trunk colors, Jimmy.
Here it is right here.
In case you didn't figure it out, this is Silva in the white and Lombard in the black.
This is in real time. That right hook, left combination, he is clearly out. Wow. Another look at, we can see it 10 times. Wow. I'm being told right now it's a 6-second knockout. That right hand on the button started off bing. Left hand right behind it. As soon as he hit the floor, he was out. He is flat. Beautiful job by Jason Herzog, our referee, but bang. Right left combo on the chin. So powerful. Hector Lombard, he hits you and it is good night.
Jimmy, you and I have called 2 7-second fights. That is a 6-second fight. When we return, Jimmy Smith will speak to the victor, Hector Lombard. You are watching Bellator. Welcome back live inside the Monroe Civic Center in Monroe, Louisiana, our home tonight for Bellator Fighting Championships. It took just 6 seconds for Hector Lombard to knock out Jay Silva. We send it into the Bellator cage with Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 6.12 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout victory. He is the reigning Bellator World Middleweight Champion, Hector "Shango"
I'm here with Hector Lombard. Beautiful job, all that training for a 6-second fight. What message did you just send to the rest of the middleweights in the world?
Everybody knows, I'm the Bellator middleweight champion. They have to respect me for that, right? This guy they didn't respect me from the start. He said he didn't know me, but come on.
Everybody should know you now, right? All right, let's take a look at that finish right up on the screen here. Tell me about that 6 seconds, man, in real time.
Let me see, I haven't seen it. Wow, that was beautiful.
Impressed with your own work, man?
Yeah.
Did you see anything in his style that made you think you could end it quickly, or were you just throwing punches?
Man, he said he's a striker, I've been fighting, I have 10 fights in Muay Thai, undefeated. I spot the best Muay Thai fighters, I train with Maybe Mahouf, all the best, kickboxers in the world. I don't know where his kickboxing come from, I don't know.
Now, You've been watching the middleweight tournament. There are 8 guys fighting to take your title. One of them's going to get to the finals, and you're going to face him. What do you have to say to him?
I gotta say that I believe that Jerry Hess is the one who's gonna be the winner, and it's gonna be a pleasure to me to fight him in the game.
What do you think of this Monroe, Louisiana crowd? They're really behind you, buddy.
Man, I feel like I'm from here, brother.
Hector Lombard, ladies and gentlemen, give him a big hand.
Next up for Hector Lombard.
Okay, can you put it on? That's it.
So next up for Hector Lombard, he will defend Bellator's world middleweight title versus the victor of Bellator's second season 180.